I sow a seed so that I can reap the harvest. The basic understanding of life is the same, irrespective of what kind of seed you're sowing, where you're sowing. There is no point in sowing the seed if you're not expecting the harvest. Life is not charity. You don't spend your precious energy giving it away. That is not how the basic fabric of life is woven. Life would simply fall apart without the glue of selfishness holding it all together. While from the outside, we look at life as a benevolent act, as an act of compassion. Look at how compassionate nature is. Look at how compassionate everything in existence is. It is a very human way of looking at things. And that is the danger in humanizing everything. We even humanize nature. We even look at nature the way we look at ourselves and each other. But there is a big difference between truth and human perception. We see things in a certain way because we don't know any other way of seeing. We are stuck in a judgmental pattern that we cannot easily get rid of. And we judge everything based on that same pattern, even nature. If you're able to look at life, look at nature without the human filter, it is not hard to see that there is no concept of compassion in nature. What appears like compassion is pure selfishness. And as far as life is concerned, as far as nature is concerned, selfishness is a beautiful word. It's a positive word. It is the only word that makes any sense. You take away that individual desire of the organism to live, to thrive, to grow, to become something, life loses all meaning. When you look at a colony of ants, from the outside, it will appear like they are performing as one group. They're all acting on one direction for the common benefit of the colony. But in reality, each ant is simply looking after itself. It has no concept of compassion. It is not trying to do something for another ant. Now, nature understands this. It is a simpler design, a design that makes sense. When the motive for survival, the motive for your actions are present within and you're acting on those impulses, compassion becomes a natural consequence. And when it is not necessary, when sometimes cruelty is necessary, anger is necessary, destruction is necessary, an organism is not beyond it. That is why it can survive. That is why it can grow. Because it has a moral fabric that is much stronger than human morality. It is much more closer to how life intended it to be. Human beings are not very different. Deep down, we form the same web of life. How can our thought process, our intentions, and our actions be anything other than selfish when everything in existence is flowing in the same pattern? It is only when we begin to separate ourselves, thinking that the purpose of life is another, something outside of me. There was a time when this thought process was even stronger. In fact, individualism is a very modern phenomenon. If you go back in time, to have individualistic thoughts was regarded as a crime. If you had your own thoughts, independent thoughts, you criticized yourself, you condemned yourself because you saw yourself as a part of the group completely. If your actions were benefiting the group as a whole, you felt morally justified in doing what you're doing. Now, the danger in that is you can justify any action in the name of the group. You can go against the very fabric of life. That is why each group had its own rules of morality. We will never find one single moral framework for humanity. We will find a moral framework for one community. That is why when two communities met who didn't know anything about each other, the biggest point of conflict was morality. What was right for you didn't make any sense to the other. Now, if your intention is to impose your idea of morality on a morality that you regard as immoral, there is a point of conflict. A conflict that cannot be easily resolved. You have to go to great lengths to impose your way of life. That is how it happened with Christianity. Christianity discovered its moral framework. Just like many other communities, many other religions, many other groups, but with a difference. Christianity wanted this morality to be the standard against which everything is measured. And when they met a group that did not conform to its understanding of life, its basic framework, it had no sense to see that those rules make sense for that group. It saw them as primitive, uneducated. And it is the moral responsibility of a Christian to educate, to transform, to change another group. Nothing has destroyed the basic fabric of human life more than this understanding. This desire to impose one group's morality on another. What is the simple solution for all this? To drop the whole idea of morality, to drop the whole idea of compassion, to drop the whole idea that you are here for someone else. You are not a slave for the ideologies of a group. You are an individual. You are beginning to see that. Individualism is a modern phenomenon, but still the individual is completely in the grips of the group. He still judges himself based on the morality imposed by the group. And in the modern world, he does not even see the group. He does not even see from where these ideas are coming from. The more popular the idea, more voices screaming that idea, he simply accepts it as reality. Thou shalt not kill. Most idiotic of commandments that does not make any sense. I mean, tell that to the Kshatriya warriors of the Hindu clan. They will simply laugh. What are you talking about? If we don't kill, we will get killed. Do you even understand what kind of world we're living in? Tell that to a wild animal that lives by hunting. Thou shalt not kill. And man is not very different. Just because we have gotten rid of the imposition of religion, just because we believe that we are beyond the clutches of religion, doesn't mean that we actually are. We still judge ourselves by the same standard. Thou shalt not kill. There is so much guilt. Anything and everything you do as a human being eventually helps someone, hurts someone. It is the way of life. You take a walk, you're not just walking, you're also murdering. Many things are being trampled under your feet. Thou shalt not kill. How does it work? Life is life, small or big, it doesn't matter. Simple or complex. Now, the stupidity of the commandment is so clear to see that it is impossible for you to live without killing. Now, the very word kill seems like the worst thing you can do, when in fact, you're killing all the time. The moment you start judging yourself based on someone else's opinion of what is right, what is wrong, someone else's description of compassion, you are sowing the seeds in a wrong place. And you're sowing the wrong kind of seed. That seed will grow into a tree which is going to completely smother you. It won't let you breathe. It won't let you live. It will put you in a perpetual state of discomfort, perpetual state of guilt, which is the mind of the modern man. No matter what he does, he has to feel guilty. Even if he is doing something creative, even if he is doing something productive, even if he is doing something beneficial, he cannot do it without this sense of guilt.